The film begins with 8 candidates walking into a modern, sterile examination room. Each of them looks different, from their style to the way they hold themselves. They're strangers, but they share one goal, a high-paying job at a powerful, mysterious corporation. The invigilator enters the room, dressed in a black suit. His presence is strict and commanding. He lays down the rules clearly. You have 80 minutes. There is one question. If you attempt to communicate with me or the guard by the door, you will be disqualified. If you spoil your paper in any way, you will be disqualified. If you leave this room, you will be disqualified. Do you understand? No one replies at first, until the invigilator insists. They nod. The invigilator wishes them luck and leaves, the guard standing silently by the door. The candidates turn their papers over. Every sheet is completely blank, no question, just empty space. Confusion spreads across the room. They look at each other, whispering, trying to make sense of what's happening. One man, confident and cocky, breaks the silence. He nicknames himself White. He smirks and says, maybe the question is hidden, some kind of trick. Others start to test the paper, rubbing it, breathing on it, even shining light. Nothing appears. A woman, calm and logical, nicknamed Brown, suggests the answer might not be written, it might be about how they react. Another, Black, laughs sarcastically and says, so we just sit here in silence for 80 minutes? That's the test. As minutes tick away, tension builds. White keeps pushing the group to work together. He convinces them to break the invigilator's no talking to each other rule indirectly by creating their own nicknames. They agree it's safer than revealing their real identities. So now, they're white, brown, black, blonde, dark, brunette, deaf, and Chinese. White tries to take the lead. He says, if we pool our ideas, we might figure this out. We all want the job, but right now we need to survive the test. They try ultraviolet light, saliva, folding the paper. Nothing. Suddenly, Deaf, who can't hear, writes on his sheet to communicate. But the guard notices the writing and immediately drags him out of the room. Disqualified. The group is stunned. The rules are real and brutal. Fear creeps in, one mistake, and you're out. Now 7 candidates remain. Paranoia grows. White insists the question must be hidden somehow, maybe invisible ink. They try every method they can think of, using water, even their own blood from a small cut, still nothing. Brunette, more emotional and anxious, starts losing her patience. She accuses White of being manipulative. He argues back, trying to keep control of the group. Blonde, quiet until now, suggests the test might be psychological about how they treat each other. White mocks her, saying, that's too simple, but others begin to wonder if she's right. As the minutes pass, alliances form. White and Black team up, both aggressive and willing to take risks. Brown and Blonde work more quietly, observing. Chinese stays mysterious, saying little but always watching. Dark hovers between groups, trying to stay neutral. Tension erupts when Brunette suddenly grabs Blonde's paper, convinced she's hiding something. Blonde panics and accidentally damages the sheet. The guard storms in and removes her. Disqualified. 6 left. The room grows hotter, sweat dripping. White's temper worsens. He starts bullying the others, saying he's the only one smart enough to solve this. Black encourages his aggression. At one point, White decides Chinese must know something. He forces him to reveal he has a pill for a medical condition. The others realize the test might involve stress, seeing how they react under pressure. Dark, quieter than the rest, tries to calm everyone. She says, maybe the real test isn't the paper. Maybe it's us. But White snaps, stop with the philosophy. There's a real question, and I'll find it. Brown experiments with the rules. She stands near the guard, testing the limits, but doesn't cross the line. She realizes they're trapped in a cage of their own fear. Then, chaos. Black collapses, seizing on the floor. He begs for help. The others argue, do they call the guard, risking disqualification, or let him suffer? Dark chooses to help, but as soon as she touches him, Black jumps up laughing. It was a trick. He just wanted to see if anyone would break the rules. The anger spreads. Brunette screams at him, but White cheers the game. Now trust is shattered. Time is running out. White becomes more violent. He physically restrains Brunette, accusing her of hiding an answer. The others watch in horror. Dark steps up, defending Brunette, and the group turns on White. They overpower him and leave him tied to his chair. But White won't give up. He screams and threatens them, saying he'll win no matter what. Brown suddenly has an idea. She remembers the invigilator's exact words. There is one question. Any attempt to communicate with me or the guard will result in disqualification. She realizes he never said they couldn't answer the question. The problem is, what's the question? As the clock ticks down, panic sets in. Chinese tries to experiment again, but his paper gets ruined. He's dragged out. 5 left. Then Brunette breaks down, crying uncontrollably. She screams at the ceiling, begging for help. Her paper smudges. She's taken away. 4 left. Brown, Dark, Black, and White still tied up but grinning. Suddenly, Black loses his temper and charges at the guard. He touches the door, immediately disqualified. 3 left. Dark and Brown stare at each other. They realize the true challenge might be, who deserves the job most. But White, struggling free, shouts, "You're all idiots, the question is simple." The invigilator said, "If you want the job, all you have to do is..." He tries to recall the words. The timer runs out. Lights shift. The invigilator re-enters. Silence falls. He looks at the remaining candidates. Then Dark speaks. "I have a question." She turns to the invigilator. "What is the question?" The invigilator smiles. That was it. The entire time, the test was whether anyone would simply ask the right question directly. Dark is declared the winner. The others are escorted out, stunned and defeated. Dark takes a deep breath, realizing she succeeded not by tricks, but by clarity and courage. The job is hers. The exam is over.